Well, hi crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming. I hope you're having a wonderful day. On this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do I have lipstick on my face? Oh my word, I do. That's so typical of me. I'm going to show you how to do just about the easiest craft that really is pretty cool. It's a faith craft, and it can be, you can do this any style you want. You can you probably have everything you need at home right now. The idea, they're called picture frame crosses, and the idea of them came to me maybe 4 years ago when I was at my friend Laura McMickle's house, and she had this beautiful picture frame with a cross on it going down into her basement. And I asked her where it came from. She said she made it, and then I completely forgot I ever saw it. And then today I was talking to Sandra Collins Little, and we were talking about what kind of crafts she likes to do, and she brought this up, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the same thing as what I saw at my friend Laura's house. Anyways, let's get to it. So what you need for this project is a picture frame. Now, I think the most ideal size would be 8 by 10 or 11 by 14, but I'm using what I had on hand. So one great place to get picture frames is at Walmart. They have a deal where you can get all these pretty different picture frames in all different sizes, and every one of them, doesn't matter the size, is like $4.88, and they're nice. Those work great. Another thing you could do is go to your local thrift store or garage sale, or you could just dig in your stash of photo frames. And so this is an example, and what you're going to do basically is you're going to take it apart. And we're going to take the glass out of it. It's sharp, careful. And then we're going to remove this part right here. So when I did it before, I literally just tore it right off. Okay, if I was giving this as a gift, I would do something to clean up the back of this. But for my own self, this is perfect. And this is what you need. You don't need this, the glass, or anything else. Okay, and then what you're gonna do is, here's another. This came out of a canvas, so we'll do this one as well. But basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna decide what you wanna use. It could be ribbon. Ooh, I have some really pretty ribbon that I just thought of. This is gorgeous. I get it out. It could be some pretty ribbon. It could be some burlap ribbon. It could be really whatever you want. And I have a lot of different choices here because I'm a ribbon lover. I don't even know where these came from. This one I do recognize. It's green burlap ribbon that's wired. That is a Dollar Tree brand. This one, I recognize this one too. This one is holiday ribbon, and this came from Hobby Lobby, and chances are it was way on sale at the time I picked it up. Here's another pretty one that we're going to use today. I don't know where this came from. Here is another, just your basic burlap. Don't know where that came from. This is the Dollar Tree plain burlap ribbon. Or I have this one. This must have come from one of the Dollar Generals, decorative ribbon. So it could be just regular ribbon, or it could be strips of cloth. It seriously could be whatever you want. And what you're going to do is you're going to just cut pieces. We'll use this pretty ribbon that I have right here. When you're using brown burlap, I do agree that it looks a little bit more like wood, and which looks a little bit more like an actual cross. But this doesn't have to be a realistic project. This could just, you know, it can just be a decoration for your home. And there's so many different ways to jazz it up. So I'm going to show you just a couple of ideas. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, if you're me, this is how I would make them, is I would start by gluing down the center the long way at your first piece of ribbon. And I'm going to use my finger to push my ribbon into the hot glue. If I was giving this away, I would definitely clean up the back. I'd cover it with something else. Okay, and then we're gonna do the top. And this can be sort of tight. It doesn't have to be completely super snug or tight. One other idea that I like for this project is that you can do it in colors for a season. Christmas is about the birth of Christ. It's not about his crucifixion. Easter's about that. But at Christmas time, we're still celebrating Jesus, so we can still celebrate what he ultimately did for us. All right, so here's one piece of the cross. Then let's get another piece of fabric. And you know, there's a couple different ways that you can do this, so I'm going to cut this piece longer. Let me show you the couple different ways that you can do this. Okay, one thing you can do is you can thread your piece of ribbon through the back of your cross. Now, a cross is going to have, the upper bar is going to be like 2/3 of the way up, not straight in the middle. And then you can do something like this, where you either do a knot or you just do something that looks like this, which I have done with the burlap ribbon over here that I'll show you in a minute. So I'm going to do this just very basic, like this. And then we'll bling it up. Okay. And if you don't want to permanently glue your ribbon onto your frame, you can also use some packing tape. That works as well. Okay. This is beautiful ribbon, but it's like pulling apart. So what is everyone up to today? This is my kind of craft, you guys, because, you know, I'm always looking for different faith kind of crafts, but I'm also always looking for things that are going to be super simple and really quick. And here is what we have so far. And then here's the other one that I did before I came live. It's just like this one. It's from Walmart. It was $4.88. The inside part is 5x7. So I think I would like it if it was bigger. And I used the Dollar Tree burlap ribbon on this. It's perfect. Okay, and I just went underneath and kind of twisted it, and then I brought it around the back and glued it on. Okay, so these are the two that we're gonna fool around with here. And I want to talk to you about what you can do to jazz them up. There's so many different things. Okay, so if you have something that's very neutral, then you could do, the scale isn't quite going to be right with this, but my friend Sandra was telling me that she sent me pictures too, she's such a sweetheart, that she used a sunflower. And this was one of those ones that I purchased at Walmart. Ooh, that would be pretty. That is pretty. I'm going to do that. It is pretty. And we'll use some leaves too. Ooh, I love that. That she just glued flower in the center, so we'll come back to that. Or, this is an idea, I don't know if you have any of these, but I have a bunch of these little candle pokes. They're like candle jewelry, and they have this little pokey piece that you stick into a real wax candle, okay? And this one happens to be a cross, so I could poke it into the burlap here. And we could do something like that. You could use some of these wood rounds that you could paint, and you could even stencil them if you wanted, and put that on it. You could use any kind of a shape, a wood shape that you would either paint, stain, gild, whatever. This is a Dollar Tree cross that is a little doodad thing I have, but you could do something like this. And they do have some thinner ones that I think would work better for the project. You could also do a little bling if you wanted. Like, let's see, what do I have? Go grab an old pin, an old brooch, pick something like that up at Goodwill, you know, ask your mom if she has any old rhinestone jewelry. You can always take it apart. So that's an idea. What do you guys think about that? I didn't say any of my normal stuff. Hello. Thank you for joining me. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to ask. Let's see. If you would like to sprinkle, I would love that. So sprinkle away. I don't have any links for this project today. I'm telling you where everything came from. The picture frames you can get at Walmart, Target, I mean, any place. You can even get them like at Home Depot. You can get them at Goodwill, or you can take something apart that you already have, and if you don't like the color of it, you can paint it to go with your decor. And then you can get all different kinds of ribbon everywhere, including Dollar Tree. And then we were talking about blinging it up a little bit. That is an option. Or we could use some vintage buttons, or even brand new buttons, whatever, you know, floats your boat. Like this black one. Can you guys see that? Or I got this out. This was the biggest gray color mother of pearl that I had. I don't think it's big enough. But I was also thinking that it might be kind of cool to put a whole cluster of buttons right here in the center. Or you could glue it on a separate piece and then glue that on. Or you could do buttons across the beams. Okay? But we're going to use this sunflower, so let's do that, and then we'll move on to this other one. Thank you for spreading the love, Karen. I appreciate that. Do you have a picture you can post of your friend's cross? Yes, I will. And I asked her specifically if that would be okay, and she said, of course. So, yeah, this is not a new idea, but it is a beautiful one. So I'm just gluing the leaves onto the back of my little sunflower here, and I'm going to cut this piece of stem off. And I think I'm just going to do one. And I'm going to glue it right here. I would love this a million times more if the scale was a little different, if this was 8 by 10 or 11 by 14. But like I said before, you know, I'm just using what I have on hand to show you this idea. And then the whole point of DIY Dreaming is for you then to take these ideas and make them your own, in your own colors, your own style, your own everything for your house or Maybe you want to make it as a gift. This is really pretty. So you could do it in the colors that work with your decor. And it's true that when it has this sunflower on here, it's not as discernible that it's a cross, but you know it is. Okay, and I think that would be really pretty in my house. All right, so let's talk about this one. This one we did the simplest. And this thing right here, in case you're wondering what is it, it's the inside of a canvas. I showed a few months back how to do easy reverse canvas art. And that's where you basically take your canvases apart to get the bones out. Then you stain them, paint them, whatever you want. Then you cut the canvas smaller and you reattach it on the back. And it looks like you have a framed piece of art. And I just had this left over. So that's what we're using. Okay, so along the same lines as what I've showed you before, you can get some great little cutouts everywhere. You know, your Dollar Tree is the best place. This says hope, and that is exactly what Christ provided to us. Hope when he went to the cross on our behalf and died to pay for our sins so that we could be in a right relationship with our Heavenly Father. We were completely unable to save ourselves or to resolve our sin problem, and so he did it for us. And that is the hope that he gives us. So that would be pretty. Or the bling idea, you could do a big, big bling. Something like this. Or you could do a whole bunch of big buttons, kind of like the idea I was talking about before. You know, in whatever color you might like. So, super easy, 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 easy. I mean, it couldn't be easier. And I just glued them on the back. You'll never see that when it's hanging on the wall. And then you can just put a nail and just do it easy. Hang it up easy. Yeah, so I wanted to share this idea with you guys. I will get the pictures that Sandra sent me and of hers, and I'll put them in the comments. And I tell you what, if you guys do this, I want to see pictures. Yeah, we do all need hope, for sure. I want to see pictures of what you do if you make these picture frame crosses. So if you are part of Dreamy DIY, which is the group that I set up for all of us to share pictures and ideas, if you're a part of that, then share your pictures there. If you're not part of that yet, then hop over there. It's Dreamy, and there's a space, DIY. It's the name of the group. You just have to ask to join and answer the questions. Do you agree you won't share other crafters' videos, that you'll be nice, and that you won't use it as a place to sell whatever? And if you agree to those, they'll say, come on in. We'll say, come on in. And then share pictures of what you do there. So I want to see for sure. And I know there's so many crafty people that this idea could go in a zillion different directions. And I would love to know what those are. All right, well, I'm going to hop off here. But I did want to mention that tomorrow is Christ in Crafting. We're going to be making prayer notebooks, which involve Mod Podge and Dollar Tree notebooks. They're awesome. You can make this for a prayer notebook. You can make it for a craft notebook to write or sketch ideas that you have. I mean, you could use it for absolutely a journal, anything that you want. But I hope you'll join me tomorrow for Christ in Crafting. And if you have a second, take a peek and see if you've liked and followed DIY Dreaming and turned on your notifications. That would be great. Otherwise, do a this or say something in the comments. And that does seem to improve the odds. And I say odds because Facebook is still such a big mystery to me. But it does seem to improve the odds that they will actually show you what I have going on. So I'll probably be live tomorrow. I don't know my time yet, but between 12 and 4:30-ish. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to jump right off now. So if you jumped on late, feel free to go back and watch on replay from the beginning if you want to know anything about this. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And if you're part of my Mystery Hostess group, that will be concluding today. So in a little bit, I'll be over there, both around 5 o'clock and around 7 o'clock to announce the winners. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thanks.